My girlfriend screamed, "God, why can't you trust me for once?" When I questioned her late nights, I said, "Good question," and handed her my phone. The look on her face when she saw those messages from her best friend explaining everything. 28 male, have been with Jenna, 26, for 3 years, living together for the past year. Everything seemed solid until about 2 months ago when her schedule suddenly got weird. She works in marketing, regular 9-5. But suddenly she had all these client dinners and networking events that ran until midnight or later, 3 times a week minimum. She'd come home, shower immediately, and pass out. When I'd ask about them, she'd get vague. "Oh, just industry people." Never any specifics. Last Tuesday, I finally asked if I could come to one of these events. Just curious, She exploded. "God, why can't you trust me for once? Do you think I'm cheating or something? This is my career. Mason, not everything revolves around you." I stayed calm. Something felt off about how defensive she got. "Good question," I said and handed her my phone. Her face went from angry to confused. "What's this?" "Just read the messages from Tessa." Tessa, 27, is Jenna's best friend since college. They tell each other everything. Or at least Tessa tells me everything now. See, 3 weeks ago, Tessa called me crying at 2 a.m. Her boyfriend of 5 years had been cheating. She was destroyed. I talked her through it, even drove over with ice cream and tissues, since Jenna was at another work thing. We became closer after that night. She started confiding in me about stuff, including Jenna's work events. The messages on my phone. "Mason, I can't keep this in anymore. I'm so sorry. Jenna's not at work events. She's been going to this guy Derek's place, from her CrossFit. She told me it was just physical and meant nothing, but I can't watch her do this to you anymore. Tessa, she made me promise not to tell, but after what happened to me, I can't be part of this. There's more. She's been using the emergency fund you guys have for their hotel rooms sometimes. I'm so sorry." Jenna's hands shook as she scrolled. The color drained from her face. She looked up at me, mouth opening and closing like a fish. Mason, this isn't... The emergency fund has $400 missing," I said quietly. "I checked after Tessa told me. Were the hotels nice at least?" She burst into tears, but not sad tears. Angry tears. "You turned my best friend against me. You manipulated her when she was vulnerable. This is so typical of you, always needing to control everything." I almost laughed. "I'm controlling because what? Gave your friend support when her boyfriend cheated? Kinda like what you're doing? It's different, Derek and I. It just happened. You've been distant, always working, never spontaneous anymore. When's the last time we did anything exciting? Last month I suggested that weekend trip to the mountains. You said you were too busy with work. That's not the kind of excitement I meant." Clearly. She grabbed her purse. "I'm going to stay with my sister. We'll talk when you're ready to have an adult conversation about why you pushed me to this." I didn't push her to anything. It's this, but I let her go. I had a lot to figure out. Update 1? Ooh boy, the entitlement train has reached the station, folks. So Jenna stayed with her sister Mallory for exactly 1 night before Mallory kicked her out. Why? Because Jenna expected Mallory and her husband to sleep on their couch so she could have their bedroom, for privacy to call Derek. I know this because Mallory called me the next morning, furious. "Mason, I don't care what's going on between you two, but she's lost her damn mind. She tried to kick us out of our bed so she could talk to her side piece. And she ate all of Oliver's meal prep for the week because she was stressed and deserved comfort food. So Jenna went to her parents next. That lasted 2 days. Her mom called me yesterday. Mason, honey, I don't know what's gotten into her. She demanded we pay for a hotel for her because our guest room wasn't up to her standards and the Wi-Fi was too slow for her to handle her business. When we said no, she tried to take money from my purse, her own mother. But the real kicker came this morning. Jenna showed up at our apartment at 7 a.m. with a U-Haul. Not to get her stuff. Oh no, to get my stuff. "I've been thinking," she announced, pushing past me. "This is really your fault, so you should be the one to move out. I'll keep the apartment. It's only fair since you're the one who broke us by not trusting me." I stood there watching her start grabbing my gaming console. "Jenna, the lease is in my name only." She froze. "What? You never wanted to be on it, remember?" Said it was too much commitment, so it's just my name. But I've been living here. I have rights. You do. To collect your belongings with 30 days notice, which I'm giving you now. She threw my Xbox controller at the wall. You planned this. You probably pushed me to cheat so you could kick me out. Jenna, I didn't make you sleep with Derek, or steal from our emergency fund, or lie for 2 months. I wouldn't have had to lie if you were a better boyfriend. Derek appreciates me. He makes me feel alive. Cool. He can make you feel alive at his place then. That's when she pulled out her phone. I'm calling the police. You're illegally evicting me. Go ahead. She actually did. 2 officers showed up 20 minutes later. I calmly showed them the lease, explained she was a month-to-month guest who had been given proper notice, and mentioned she'd admitted to taking money from our shared emergency fund without permission. The older officer looked tired. Ma'am, he's within his rights. You have 30 days to arrange moving out. Jenna turned on the waterworks. But officers, he emotionally abused me. He manipulated my friends. He's trying to make me homeless. The younger officer glanced at the U-Haul outside. Weren't you trying to move his stuff out when he's the only one on the lease? Even through tears, she managed to look indignant. That's different. They left after warning her not to damage any property or harass me. She screamed at me for another hour about how I'm ruining her life, how Derek's apartment is too small, how her family is being dramatic, and how this is all my fault for snooping. I didn't snoop. Your best friend told me because she has a conscience. Tessa's a jealous B-word who probably wants you for herself. Tessa's moving to Portland next month for grad school. She told you that weeks ago. More screaming, more throwing, soft things. Eventually she left, but not before informing me that I'd regret this and that she'd make sure everyone knows what kind of person you really are. I'm honestly exhausted, but at least the locks are getting changed tomorrow. Update 2. Well, the extinction burst. Wait, no, I mean the escalation happened exactly as expected. But the conclusion? Even I didn't see that coming. First, Jenna tried to get me fired. She called my boss claiming I was harassing her and stalking her at work. Problem? I work from home, have for 2 years. My boss called me very confused about why my ex was insisting I'd been lurking around her office building when he knows I only come in for quarterly meetings. Then she tried the social media route, posted this long thing about emotional abuse and gaslighting. But she made a crucial error. She included screenshots of our text conversations to prove her point. Except they proved the opposite. Like this gem. Jenna, where are you? Me. At home working. It's 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. Why aren't you answering my calls? Me, I'm in a client meeting. I texted you that. You're so controlling. Always making me feel bad for needing attention. People started calling her out in the comments. She deleted it within hours. But here's where it gets really good. Remember Derek? The CrossFit guy she was cheating with? Well, turns out Derek is married. Yeah. His wife Elena found out because Jenna kept showing up at their house at weird hours, demanding to know why Derek wasn't answering her calls. Elena called me. We had a very interesting conversation. Apparently, Derek told Jenna he was separated and getting divorced. He was not. He told his wife he was at the gym late. He was not. He told both of them different lies, and when it all came crashing down, guess who he threw under the bus? Yep. Jenna became the crazy stalker who wouldn't leave him alone. He claimed it was all one-sided, that she pursued him relentlessly, and he made one mistake by giving in. Elena didn't buy it. She found way too much evidence, but she still blames Jenna for seducing her husband. So now Jenna has no apartment. She never found a place, staying with various friends. No boyfriend. Derek blocked her on everything. No best friend. Tessa cut her off after Jenna sent her a series of unhinged messages. A very angry Elena who keeps showing up at Jenna's work to talk. Parents who are barely speaking to her after she stole from them. A reputation at her gym. Elena made sure everyone knew. The last I heard from her directly was a week ago. A voicemail at 3 a.m. Mason, I messed up, I know that now. Derek was using me and I threw away something real for nothing. Can we please talk? I'll go to therapy, I'll do whatever you want. I just need somewhere to stay for a few days while I figure things out, please? I didn't respond, not out of cruelty, but because there's nothing left to say. You can't build trust on a foundation of lies and entitlement. The funniest part? Our mutual friend Kevin ran into her at a coffee shop yesterday. She was on a date. When the guy asked about her living situation, she apparently said, "Oh, I'm between places right now. My ex kicked me out illegally after I caught him cheating. Some men just can't handle strong women." Kevin said the guy excused himself to the bathroom and never came back. As for me, I'm doing okay. Tessa actually set me up with her coworker before she left for Portland. We're taking things slow, but she's great. Honest, funny, and get this, she thinks couples activities should involve both people in the couple. Revolutionary concept, right? The apartment is peaceful now. I got a cat. His name is Trust Issues. Seems fitting. To anyone reading this going through something similar, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Don't wait for them to steal your emergency fund money or bang their CrossFit instructor. The trash took itself out in my case, but I could have saved myself a lot of drama by seeing the red flags earlier. Also, always be the only name on the lease if you're not married. Just saying. Final update. Didn't think I'd be back, but this deserves documentation. Jenna's sister Mallory reached out last week. Apparently, Jenna applied for an apartment using Mallory as a reference and co-signer, without telling Mallory. The landlord called Mallory to verify employment and income, except Jenna had listed Mallory's income as her own and forged her signature. Mallory pressed charges. Fraud is a felony, turns out. But wait, it gets better. Remember Elena, Derek's wife? She hired a PI to dig into her husband's affairs. Turns out Jenna wasn't the only one, or the second, or even the third. Derek had a whole roster. Elena is taking him for everything in the divorce. Here's the kicker, though. One of the other women Derek was seeing, Jenna's manager at work, who found out about Jenna through the PI, who then found out Jenna had been lying about those client dinners and networking events. Jenna got fired for time theft and falsifying records. Her parents called me one last time, not to blame me or ask for anything, but to apologize. Her dad's words, "We failed somewhere raising her. Watching her implode like this, we keep asking ourselves where we went wrong. You deserved better." I don't harbor any anger anymore, just pity. She had a good job, a stable relationship, friends who cared about her, and she threw it all away for excitement with a married man who didn't even remember her last name. Elena confirmed he called her Jenny in his phone. Last I heard, she moved back to her hometown to live with her parents while dealing with the legal issues. Mallory dropped the charges on the condition that Jenna get therapy and pay her back for the credit check the landlord ran. As for me, still with Tessa's friend Emma. We're planning that mountain weekend I never got to take. Trust issues. The cat is living his best life. Work is good, life is peaceful. Sometimes the best revenge isn't some elaborate plan. Sometimes it's just stepping back and letting someone face the natural consequences of their choices. Jenna created her own downfall with cheating with a married man, stealing money, lying to everyone, committing identity fraud, time theft at work, refusing to take accountability. I didn't have to do anything except refuse to enable her anymore. The rest was all her. To everyone who messaged asking how I stayed so calm, honestly, once Tessa confirmed what I already suspected, I emotionally checked out. The woman screaming in my apartment wasn't the person I fell in love with. Maybe she never was. Anyway, that's the actual final update. Jenna's story is a cautionary tale now, but mine's just beginning, and it's looking pretty good from here.